come link with your boy, come link. Come and blow some trees with your boy, let's link. We can watch a flick if you're bored, come link. We can joyride and explore, link. Baby, come link with your boy, come link. Come and blow some trees with your boy, let's link. We can watch a flick if you're bored, come link. We can joyride and explore.
You're now tuned into Linked Up with Lux.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Lux. Today's episode is called Blocked Blessings. Who are you really living for? Now, it's crazy when we live in a world where we have to get validation from everybody, with anything, like things that we should be able to decide on our own, right? Because we're the ones living the reality of the circumstance. We're always seeking validation, rather it's, dating someone. Hey, should I date this person? Should I give this person a chance? Should I pursue this person? Should I pursue this job? Should I pursue this, business, in Denver? It's just like we're constantly seeking validation. Should I buy this car? Should I do this? Should I do that? But we're asking everybody else, except for asking ourselves, is this something that we really want? And the majority of the time, if we're that eager about something, it more than likely is, Now, of course, just because you want it doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it cherishable. It doesn't make it valuable. It doesn't make it a wise decision, So I understand why asking outsiders for an opinion can kind of give you a little clarity, just to make sure you're not bugging. Just to, get different perspectives and to be able to kind of decipher between the two to see if, someone else's opinion is kind of similar or not. So then that way you can kind of decipher and be like, you know what? They did make a good point about this, or, they did think about something I didn't think about. So I get it. But the main point of this specific episode is when it comes to dating. And it's just so wild how people allow their friends or their family to dictate their relationship, or who they date, or who they stay with, or who they break up with. And it's like at the end of the day, we should know more than anybody else. It's our situation, and just because you get an outside opinion, that doesn't automatically make it right. You just got a different perspective, honestly. So when we get into these situations and we're dating someone, we always be trying to ask people like, hey, should I date, a single mom? Should I date a baby dad? Should I date someone who done this and done this and done that? But it's like, does that person make you happy? Because essentially, that should be the question you're asking yourself. Does this person make you happy? Yes. Okay. Does this person bring you joy? Yes. Okay. But you're sitting here worrying about what society is going to think about you choosing this person. But the majority of the time, the people that be in them situations, they're not perfect, and it always be the people that be asking for opinions like, hey, should I date a single mom? Would you date a single mom? Whole time they got 5 baby mamas, right? So it's like at a certain point, you have to be able to just think about what really matters. And I'm not saying, be fair, don't be a hypocrite. Like, you can date whoever you want. You can settle for whoever you want. You can choose whoever you want. That is your choice. I would never tell anybody to just settle. But it's just like you're sitting out here trying to get opinions from someone else who's not in your shoes. You're trying to get opinions from someone else who can't even relate to you because y'all just simply live 2 different lives. If someone is making you happy, if someone brings you joy, if someone even has you, to that point where you're asking other people, because clearly you wouldn't just ask unless you were thinking about really making it serious. So if you're already to that point where you're asking people like, hey, like, what you think about this, or would you do this, or would you do that, or would you date a person that done this in their past, or done this and done that? It's like you can get a million different opinions, but no opinion will matter more than your own. And if you have to get a million different opinions to make your own decision to decide, obviously you don't really truly know yourself. But what you do know is that despite the things that might raise concern for you, this person does genuinely bring you some sort of joy. This person does genuinely bring you some sort of happiness because you're asking outside opinions like, is this something I should stay with? But you're asking, hey, should I stay with this person or date this person or take this person serious based upon society standards? When in reality, a lot of people in society, they out here living, but they not really living for real. They're living a fake, life. Everything is a cover up. Everything is, oh, look good on the gram. And anybody can sit there and act like they're confident and say, oh, whoa, how dare you, and be judgmental. But when you really take the magnifying glass and you put it right over them, you start to see that these same people that was talking this big talk, oh, how could you date someone who did this? Oh, I would never do this. I would never do that. You look at their reality and it all makes sense why they're trying to fit in, because they don't have nothing, or they've never had nothing. They've never had anyone love them for real. They've never been in a real, genuine situation. They've never been in a real relationship. They're constantly doing this and doing that. And, it's just judging other people when it's like, how are you judging other people when everything you do in life is fake? You're out here online pretending and trying to act like, oh, you top dog and your opinion this matters and this and that. And it's like when you take the mask off and the cover up, you start to see them for who they really are. And it's like, oh, you're the person that I cared about, then an opinion on someone, that I should date. It's like, if someone is genuine, if someone makes you happy, then simply be with them. Point blank. Like a lot of people, they be so scared to get into situations and they be scared to be vulnerable with when they actually find someone who likes them because of circumstances like kids, that they allow their mind to overthink. What about the baby daddy? What about the baby mama? How does the partner treat you though? We can sit here and try to judge and pinpoint, why they're not together with their, kids, parent. We can try to sit here and be like, oh, well, okay, let's see things like this. Let's see things like this. But it's like, we weren't there. So we'll never really know. We can only go off of what is being presented to us. But the past, I'm not going to say it shouldn't matter. It's not something you should be obsessed with, because at the end of the day, people are only going to tell you what they want to tell you. If someone's going to lie to you, they're going to lie to you. If someone's going to keep it real with you, they're going to keep it real with you. So even if they, to your knowledge, told you every single thing about their past or whatever, or with their ex and things like that, and why they're not together and how they got to this point, it's like, that's all you can go off of. So if you're down the line trying to play detective and trying to be like, oh, well, you told me, like, do you see that energy? That don't got nothing to do with you. You feel me? Like, I get it. No one likes when people switch up or when, people get blindsided and hit with surprises and things like that. But that's why you need to find a person that genuinely keeps it real with you. If someone has moved on from their past and they're ready to be loved, it's going to show. You've been hurt. They've been hurt, so all you can really do is just collectively come together and put all of that stuff that you might have been bugging about in the past and just let it be that, and just move on. And I could probably say this mindset has came with the age, right? But I'm not saying if I was like 20 years old, there's a lot of things that I probably would be like kind of like to, because you should be living your life. You can go and find what it is that you're seeking. But at the end of the day, even at that age, if someone truly makes you happy, you're going to miss out on a blessing because of an opinion. That is wild. Like, I've been in so many situations where people have voiced opinions about certain things, and it ended up being a regretful, feeling and moment, listening to someone else's opinion, venting to them about a situation. And they're saying, oh, well, you should do this. You shouldn't talk to this person. Oh, well, if I were you, I would do this. And then what ended up happening? That person died, and whole time it wasn't even that deep. I was so clouded in my head that I wasn't able to like think for myself in a moment and just be like, okay, think for myself. I was too busy leaning on other people's opinions for comfort. They were comforting me, okay, do this, do that. Oh, wow, this, you never know what's going to happen in life. And life is already as short as it is. So my main point by bringing up that specific situation is just because someone has an opinion doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean you should listen to it. And if you have to feel like you need someone else's opinion to make a simple decision, then obviously you clearly are pretty lost yourself. And I get it. That's life. But you're just a sheep. If you can't take the time and be like, look, I don't care what nobody thinks. I don't care about how nobody feels. I don't care about the outside. Like, the past is the past. People are always going to have an opinion. I met someone, they make me happy. Like, who cares? Okay, she has kids. He has kids. Okay, well, what type of parent are they? Okay, how do they treat me? Are they romantic? Like, stuff like that. Like, things like that matter to me, over everything else. And it's just so wild because society will definitely make someone not pursue their blessings just because of the fear of judgment, the fear of being categorized into a certain situation, or the fear of an ex coming back in the picture feeling like they have one up. I mean, life is life. Live your life, but life is life. Like, if you're confident enough, you would not care what the past partners may have to say or what they have done. You wouldn't care, because in the moment, this is your time. This person loves you now, and they're being respectful, and they're going all out for you. And, I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, I used to have that ignorant mindset where I was just like, I'm messing with all these women. So I'm sitting here like, I'm getting this from this woman. I'm getting this from that woman, and if they ever do find a partner, I'm going to ha, 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 laugh in their partner's face. It's like, oh, you cuffed that? Oof. And it's like, I was young. Obviously, I was young. I had a lot of women. I had a lot of opportunities to travel and to, live the fast life, from making music and just being on social media. So obviously we were all young, and women were doing what single women would do in certain situations. We can talk about that. But it's just like, I've always had that mindset where it was like, it can never be me. It can never be me. I can never settle down with that person. But just because a person made choices in life in terms of either being promiscuous or, having premarital sex, whatever the case may be, it's like, I can judge that person and say, hey, I can never be with you. But who's to say that person is actually not a good person? I mean, the same way that I decided to take my clothes off is the same way she decided to take her clothes off. So it's like, if I'm judging her, I'm judging myself. I have to judge myself. And if I don't judge myself, I'm a hypocrite. Like, how do you just get into a situation where two grown people be like, hey, let's have sex? And then you're sitting there pointing a finger at her, talking about, ooh, she's this, she's that, she did this, she's freaky, woo, 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 woo. But then that leaves you standing there, obviously, with the same type of label, if you will. If somebody else were to look at you, like if a woman were to look at me the same way I look at women, and they were like, okay, you're just out here just having sex with different women. Okay, you're just out here doing this and doing that and doing that. Like, oh, ick. But, I get defensive. My defense is, oh, well, you don't have to be with me. You don't have to be with me. But who's to say that that person wasn't actually the person for me? And I blocked my blessing because I was worried about what society would think. Oof, she just went on the first night, even though I did too. But oof, society gonna try to paint me out and, make me, act like I'm out here being Captain Save or you know what. And that definitely can hold a person back. And again, I'm not sitting here trying to, promote it. I'm not sitting here saying you should accept everything, but just reflecting now, back then, like when I was younger, that was my mindset, So it's like, now that I'm older, it's not just more so, oh, hey, I'm older now, I'm ready to settle down. No, it's just more so, I'm older now, I'm mature now. Obviously, I still have my non-negotiables. I still have certain things, but what mostly matters to me, what is mostly important is how that person treats me. Okay, so what, they have a past, but how did they treat me now? Okay, so what? They have a kid or kids. How does this person treat me now? Okay, so what? They got, a baby daddy. How does this person treat me now? You know what I mean? Like all of that stuff in the past, I'm going to listen. I'm going to retain all that information. I'm going to take it all in. But it's like at the end of the day, it ain't got nothing to do with me. You feel me? And a lot of people, they think it's baggage. It's baggage. Oh, this person has baggage. But if they got baggage, I must have a whole landfill. But guess what? My landfill is private for the most part. For those who don't know me, what I'm saying? My landfill, I'm sitting there burning all my trash, trying to, make it seem like it's not as much as it is. But as humans, we have to stop being so hypocritical and actually go off of genuine vibes. Does this person make you happy? Yes or no? Can you see you being with this person? Yes or no? It's just like, that is all that should matter. If they give you butterflies, give them a chance. If they make you happy, give them a chance. If, you can see y'all taking cute little vacations, give them a chance. Never settle for something that you don't want. But if you met somebody and you're attracted to them, their vibe is there, their personality is there, they check on you, they make you feel valued, they make you feel appreciated, give them a chance and stop worrying about what society thinks. Hey, bro, she did this and this with her ex. Can I be with her? Hey, bro, she has 2 kids. Should I be with her? Hey, bro, I don't really date, but should I date this chick here because this and this and this she did, or she showed me this? Like, just take it, give it a chance. Give it a chance. And, I get it. People can laugh and people can chuckle and people can say, oh, I did this. Oh, so-and-so, that's your girl. I did. Like, it is what it is. Now, if you're a person that lacked experiences and you cared about that type of stuff and you wanted someone that was more pure, if you will, then, hey, don't settle for someone that has had experiences. It's just that simple. Everybody has had experiences for the most part. So it's just like, if you're going to sit there and be obsessing over what your partner did in the past, then I don't think you're really secure enough to be dating. And, people can say that for me, that's hypocritical, because if that's the case, all of the things that I tripped about from previous situations that I've expressed, I would have just simply been with that person. But for me, it's not more so that I wasn't able to accept their past. It was more so the lack of respect. It was the lack of the relationship dynamic that I was expecting. That is non-negotiable. I can sit here and accept your crazy past, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. It is what it is, because we all have, we got a pass. But if you don't love me the way I want to be loved, I'm not going to be with you. If you can't simply, treat me the way I want to be treated, I can't be with you. If you're argumentative, if, we don't see eye to eye about this and that, or, you got male best friends and things like that, like things that make me feel uncomfortable, I'm going to cut it off. It doesn't matter about the past. I can accept the past if we both can acknowledge that it is the past and we're moving together forward respectfully, and we're respecting each other and we're loving each other and we're just doing things the way we want to. We're loving each other unapologetically. And that's just what it is. We're not sitting here worried about what this person is thinking. My only goal is to make you happy. My only goal is to please you. My only goal is to continue to better your life. And we can do it collectively as a unit and together. And that's just because of the vibe. Vibe is everything. Just because you put 2 people in a room, that doesn't mean they're compatible. Just because you put 2 people in a room doesn't mean they're meant to be. Just because you put 2 people in a room don't mean they're going to be together forever. It's all about the vibe and the chemistry and the mindset, essentially. If we don't share a similar mindset, or you don't want to please and cater to the mindset that I would expect you to have, in terms of, someone who's nurturing, someone that keeps the house clean, someone that, can rub my back, like little stuff. These are little things, opposed to having someone who might not cook, who's always confrontational. You're always trying to bring me McDonald's home, and you're trying to make me pay for it. You're not being that wifey that I always expected. If I call you wifey, that means something. If I say, hey, future wife, my future queen, whatever, all of that means something. That holds weight. You don't just say that to someone just simply because they're the opposite sex and they're that you just think that that's the norm. And a lot of women don't get that. A lot of people don't get that. Even if you're a man, women ain't just gonna call you king, when you're sitting here doing the bare minimum. You can't even, do simple things around the house. You can't even, run the household. Like, you can't even rule, so to speak. So it's just like, these things matter. They matter. But like I said, if you have someone right now that you're talking to and you're a little bit questionable, stop checking social media for validation. Stop asking other people for validation. Just give it an honest run. If they genuinely make you happy and they respect you and you be kiki all day and you smile every time they text you, every time they call you, you geeked. If you found that, please cherish it. Cherish that and just let it be what it is. Don't care what people think, but just make sure they respect you. Make sure that they have that, the same similar, mindset in terms of, not entertaining, like not having you thinking you're competing. If they are all for you and they're like, yeah, no, I want to show you that I'm all for you. I love you. I want this to work. If they can show you that and stand on that, give them a chance. Don't give them a chance if they make you feel like you have to compete for their love, or you have to, compete with this person, him, her, or this person, this girl, this guy. Like, no. If you found someone right now at this moment who's genuine, you guys are sharing cute little stuff together, cherish that person. Make sure that they know that they're appreciated, but also don't get too comfortable. But just because you have them doesn't mean you have them. You might have them for the time being, but you got to put in that effort too. You got to step too. You got to show that, you got to show them why you're worthy, to them. And they got to show you why they're worthy to you. Just because you're texting don't mean, oh, we're locked in. Like, nah, step with that energy. I'm not saying you got to go all out and spend $500 on some big flower bouquet, but if they are, appreciative and they appreciate the simple things in life, they're going to be very grateful to know that you're not just talking, because words are just words. Who cares what people think about what you do? Who cares about what people think about your partner? Who cares about what your partner did in the past? As long as it's not hovering over their head now. And I don't mean as far as people talking about it like, oh, I did, because people are always going to talk. It is what it is. They're immature. The past is the past. I mean more so in terms of like, they're not still actively engaging with people from the past. They're still not actively doing this and doing that and having people think that they have a chance. That was my main point. It's all about respect. All about respect. Stop caring what people think. Society gonna think and say whatever. Social media gonna think and say whatever. Facebook and TikTok gonna have you thinking you crazy, because guess what? You probably been searching and liking certain things, and guess what? They all telling you the same thing. Oh, leave her, leave him. Oh, don't ever be with a person. Don't ever settle. Oh, if they did this. Oh, no contact. Oh, don't break up. Man, look, live your life. If they make you happy, let them make you happy. Stop worrying about social media and clean up your algorithm. All right? Because that's what it's designed for. It's designed to spoon feed you all of that BS and have you in your feelings. Oh, if they're not texting back, they're doing this. Like, live your life and be happy. You want to date somebody with 5 kids? Do it. As long as they treat you well. You want to date somebody with, a crazy past? Do it. As long as they treat you well. You want to date a stripper? Do it. As long as they treat you well. Who cares? Get your money, because ain't nobody paying your bills. Nobody. No freaking body. Even the people that's talking, oh, so-and-so messing with so-and-so now. Are they paying your bills? They not. So enjoy your love. Be caked up, booed up, all that good stuff. And don't let that, early phase die. Keep that love alive. And the way that you can do that is by keeping it real, not stressing, not worrying about the past, but mutually respecting one another. It's your boy Lux. I'm out.